Hi everyone. I've had a question in recently about finding your flow when you're running and really kind of getting into that sort of nice zone where you may even get a little bit of that runner's high towards the end of a session. Now, the first thing I'd say is this is so individual for different people. So we are all very, very different human beings from each other. We have different things that motivate us, that make us happy, that make us relaxed. So I think the key to achieving that kind of flow state and that really nice kind of sensation that we're really kind of getting into our running, getting a lot out of it, and getting a kind of positive experience, how to create that is different for everybody. So, let's have a little bit of a thing. I'll use me as an example. So over the years, I've kind of figured out that the long run is by far my favourite run of the week. Different for everybody. I work with runners who love a bit of a speed session, really like getting their teeth into things and challenging themselves from a pace perspective, feeling like they've worked hard, and that will give them that really big kind of glow and sense of kind of glow post run, but sense of real achievement and kind of flow and being very in the zone in the moment during the run. But for me, it's all about the long run, and it's all about, getting into a state where my brain has stopped thinking about things too much. And it really is just focusing a little bit more on the moment, on what I'm doing, on what's around me. For me, being out on the trails really helps with that, being out in nature. And I can kind of get to a point where I can feel a little bit more like I'm at one with nature and less like I'm a spectator of it. So have a little bit of a think, maybe even get out a notebook or a piece of paper and a pen and write some things down, because that can be a really lovely way of just thinking about, I guess kind of consolidating some of the thoughts that maybe float and bounce around our heads about what do you enjoy about running. Is it being outdoors? Is it being out on the trails? Are there a particular running route where you feel like a particular level of enjoyment? And also think about, I guess, the sort of effort level and pace of our runs. So one of the reasons why some people find, for example, the long run quite challenging is because they're doing it too quickly. So one of the keys, for example, if you do enjoy the long run but actually feel it quite tough at the end, those kind of tougher experiences can leave, I guess, a little bit of a negative pattern in our brain. So our brain then expects that next long run to be tough and not feel so positive. So using the long run example, we can increase our chances of getting into that flow of our brain and body working together to have a positive experience if we're running really nice and gently, that feeling that we could have continued for ages, and we get to the end of the long run feeling positive, feeling like, yes, we have run a reasonable way, but we're not crawling those final few steps. We could have carried on and run a little bit further. For some people, it might be running with friends. For some people, it might be running new routes. For other people, there is a wonderful kind of familiarity of watching the changing seasons on a really lovely familiar run route that they run quite a lot. All very, very individual. I would say that, getting that piece of paper, writing a few thoughts down, working out the runs that tick the boxes for you, and doing more of them, because regardless of where our training is going, I'm a firm believer that if we enjoy our running more, we will naturally get a lot more out of it. So possibly not quite the right thing to do, can follow 100% if your favourite thing to do is an interval session. Probably don't do all of that, all your runs as interval sessions, a good bit of variety, but we can perhaps take a little bit of a leaf for what are the few things that we do enjoy about our interval sessions, and maybe roll some of those aspects into the other sessions as well. Have a think, very, very personal, but a great question to ponder on, so we can enjoy our running more, and when we enjoy it, we're going to do it better, aren't we?